Welcome back to this fabulous channel. Welcome back to the City of Sin. If you are new to the channel or stopping in for your first time, my name is Ryan. I will be your host for all of these epic adventures, but today we are here at Caesar's Forms shop here in Las Vegas. I wanted to take you guys on a quick walking tour of the Caesar's Forms shop. So unfortunately, today is day 2 with security having more time on their hands than usual. They have more time to harass people like me that are just trying to make a living for their family and things like that. So unfortunately, I did get shut down at Caesar's. Not a big deal. I mean, they're just trying to do their job. They're just trying to support their families as well. So I'm not super upset about it. It's just annoying when you're trying to get some of this stuff done and you get shut down the instant that you hit record on your camera. And you've seen people literally doing this all day. So it's a little disheartening, a little disappointing, but we're not going to let that spoil our adventures here through Las Vegas or slow us down any at all. So we're going to take a walk through this fabulous form shop. Like we had talked about in years past, this Caesar, I can't talk. The ceiling here at Caesar's Form Shop was one of the first to do the blue sky with the clouds. Yeah, that was originally done back in 1991. Many have copied and tried to do it, but I think that this still turned out the best, and it will remain king. So if you've noticed, some of these stores like Levi, the Apple store over here on my right, they are closed, which is a little bit concerning that Vegas is reopening. This is day 2. Some of these places are still closed. There's a shop over on my left-hand side that is open. The one on my right is closed. So just take in mind, like I said in one of the prior videos, if you're looking at doing some shopping in Las Vegas, make sure you check to see which places are going to be open, because unfortunately a lot of these places in the mall are currently closed or in this form shop. Now it's a little disheartening and concerning because I know that there's a lot of people that rely on these businesses and rely on the tourists coming to this city and shopping within this form shop to help produce income for them and their families, which is a little disheartening and concerning. So Versailles, you can see that they've basically kind of put a quilt or kind of blocker so you can't see what's inside the store. A lot of these stores actually cleared off a lot of the shelves, removed merchandise. I've actually seen some where all the merchandise is removed. They actually have boxes that are packed on the floor. So it almost makes me wonder if they are going to reopen or if they are going to close permanently, which is the ultimate question on the Caesar's Form Shop, because that will impact this area quite a bit. And I think this retail industry is going to struggle quite a bit with coronavirus. So as you can see, Guess is open. The store over on my right is currently open. But I have a really hard time thinking that all these retail stores are just going to bounce back just after Vegas reopening, after all of the restrictions are lifted. I still think it's going to be a long time before things like this fully recover. Like a lot of people were saying, they don't believe that Vegas is going to fully recover until 2021. And you're probably right. A lot of these little shops, little malls, places like that, places of retail business are going to find a little bit more tougher time getting into the normal as we quote unquote all once knew. So it will take some time to get back, to get all these shops in, get everybody back to work, get the unemployment rate back down, and just to make America great. But it's going to take some time to do so. This coronavirus hit the Americas harder than we could have ever anticipated, Las Vegas especially, considering that this is a tourist city and most of the business and most of the money that comes into this city are from fabulous tourists like myself and you. So keep that in mind. Don't postpone your Las Vegas vacations or anything like that. If you're going to do it, I would still recommend doing it. I wouldn't put my vacation plans on hold over it. Just keep in mind, if you're trying to come here and enjoy all the things that you're used to enjoying in this fabulous city, you can't take advantage of everything, unfortunately, because not everything is currently open. Like we've talked about in prior videos on this reopening tour, there's a limited selection of restaurants that are actually available, limited shopping that's going to be available. There's going to be no shows that are available and no buffets. So if you're a buffet eater like Derek's All You Can Vegas, I feel sorry for you, but Derek has adventured off and avenued enough to where he's got other things that he can still film. I mean, there's places like Jackson's Bar and Grill, which is open and stuff like that. But my heart goes out to everybody that's been affected by this coronavirus. It's been an absolute disaster to this economy, and it's put us all into predicaments. I've had plenty of you comment on your particular situations. I feel heartfelt for all of you who are going through difficult times. We'll all get through this together, so it's just one of those things. We all just have to build up as a nation together, come together and unite as one instead of being divided like we have been, like with the protests and things like that. That's kind of divided this nation. But what we need to understand is we need to come together, grow, and learn from this experience and take some of that. And if we can take a little bit and improve upon our current situation and the way of life, I think that this place would be a much better world and a much better place for us to raise our kids in. So it's upon us to kind of make everything bounce back into unite as one United States of America, like what I've seen so much referring to September 11th. If you all remember that, if you were alive when that happened, the country kind of bind together and everybody just said, you know what, let's put behind our differences and let's just come together as a citizen, you know, as an American. Let's just put all this shit behind us and move forward in how we're gonna move and progress. So I have no doubt that all this will bounce back, but I certainly think it will definitely take some time for everything to come back to what you once knew. So as you can see, there are people here in the Caesars Forum shops, but nowhere near what you could anticipate when this was actually running at full bore, and this place is absolutely packed. So you'll notice over on my left on those benches over there that there's signs that said that the current seating area is restricted, that you can't sit there. I've seen people sitting there anyway, but they do have security in the Caesars Forum shops that will ask you to get up, that those seating areas are currently closed to try and limit the spread of the virus here in Sin City. And I know that's something that everybody was worried about. I do see quite a few people wearing masks. I do see quite a few people not wearing masks. What doesn't make any sense to me is when I see couples. I'll see the wife wear a mask, but the husband won't. Okay, well that does absolutely no good for your wife if you're not gonna wear a mask, because it doesn't matter if she does anyway or not, because if you go to the same home to the same household, you're just gonna infect her if you got infected. So the people that one will wear a mask, one won't, totally blows my mind. That doesn't do you any good or purpose whatsoever. The person wearing the mask might as well not wear one if the other person isn't gonna wear one as well. So that's one thing. It's kind of been bugging me a little bit when I see that, because people are trying to protect themselves but not protecting their loved ones by putting on a mask. My favorite store over here in this Caesars Forum shop is the Field of Dreams over here. They have autographs from pretty much everything that you would ever want or could expect to see in there. They actually have the hoverboard from the old Back to the Future. So if you remember the hoverboard in the movie, they actually do have that in that Field of Dreams store. You actually can purchase it. I believe it is signed as well. So there's tons of cool stuff to see in there. They have a bunch of Kobe jerseys that are signed, and like we were talking about, probably one of my favorite stores just because they have some things that you will never see in your life. Like they have 50 of the top NBA players that ever played, and all 50 of them had signed this. They're trying to sell it for 120 grand, and if I had 120,000 to spend, that would be in my living room as a talking piece and a talking point. My favorite part of this Caesars Forum shop is absolutely the architecture. Look at this, it's absolutely beautiful in the center part. It's really cool to see down below where the fountains and everything are going. I usually will go up to the top and try and throw coins down to see how big of a splash I can get. People look at me a little disappointed in that because I'm 30 years old and acting like a 2-year-old, but hey, what can we do? But I think this is going to wrap it up for the Caesars Forum shop. I just want to say a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Thank you for taking your time to watch the videos today. Be sure to share this with your friends and family. Like the video, subscribe if you have not already done so. But my name is Ryan. Until the next time.